Right. I was thinking I was going to tell a little tale about Curly in the land of Curly Land in Catworld. And hang on, let's just remind everyone about Curly. You right, Curly? You want to say hello to everyone? Hello, darling. Yeah, there's some Curly pants. That's my Curly anyway. He was lost and I got him back 2 years later. Super cool. Follows me everywhere. He's the business. Anyway, story is Curly there. Shared house. Anyway, I inherit this budgie. This budgie has just been in a cage, ignored, and it's just absolutely like sick of it, right? Anyway, I get hold of this budgie, and I open the door, and this thing steps on the fucking cage, and he can't even fly. He's got nothing. He just like he just falls to the ground, and it's really sad. He's just been so like he's finished. Anyhow, slowly, I put some trill in his cage, waters, some toy, mirror. I mean, he just had the fucking white cage, and he fucking loved me, didn't he? He never, because he'd been ignored for so fucking long. He was like, "Fuck me, someone knows I'm here," and it was like this budgie was so lovely. But he was, he was a bit old, bad tattery and all that, But he was different class because in the morning he'd fucking get out of his fucking cage, sit on his bar, start flapping, and he'd kind of only like make it about a foot. But anyway, he worked it out. Eventually, he could get to the bed, and then he'd be crashing into the side of it, and eventually he's made it all the way. All the fucking way. Anyway, I've got this cat, Curly, yeah? Back to the cat. This budgie is crashing down on the floor, and Curly's in the room, and he knows he can't touch it, and he's looking at this, and I'm like, don't! And this budgie is a cheeky little sod as well, because he will go he kind of crashes right near him, and a couple of times he's flown past him, and Curly swiped, and I'm like, I know Curly's like desperate for this bird, but he knows he can't because he knows this bird has been, he was fucking gone. He's been brought back, and he knows he loves me. I love him. He knows this bird's on the firm, and he's got to swallow this bird, and he hates it. Anyhow, this bird's another story. It is beautiful. I'll tell you about the bird another time. But the bird and Curly. Curly's gone out. I've had Chinese takeaway. I've got one of the empty tin foil things on the floor. Curly's come in, this baby mouse, dropped it into the silver Chinese takeaway thing. Oh, it's beautiful, it's all lovely. It's looked at me, and it's like, oh, Curly, so fucking that's for you, Dad, it's the bollocks. And then he'd look at me, and then he'd look at the budgie, and then he'd look at me, and then he'd look at the mouse, and then look at me, look at the mouse, look at the budgie. And basically, he was saying to me, I've just brought you this budgie, and this baby mouse. And it's beautiful, yeah, give me the bird. And I just know that's what he's telling me, because he's like looking at the bird, looking at me, looking at the mouse, looking at me, and he's screwing me, like, I've given you this fucking mouse, and I want that. And I'm like, no, don't bring no more mice in. And anyway, he's had to swallow it, the mouse. But, he used to bring them in, they used to drop them, just run around the room, and be like, oh my days, you know what I mean? Anyway, another story, another day. But I don't quite remember the plot, but, that's just a little cat tale in the cat world, Anyways, just going back, I don't want to kind of finish that story, leave you hanging. That budgie used to come sit on my mouth, feed out my mouth, fucking hell, he loved me. He used to come sit on my shoulder, I used to run out, go and fucking see my mates. He'd be on my shoulder all the way. One time, I've gone out and he's flew off, right up high in the trees, circling right up. I've lost him. He's come down and landed about a foot away from me. I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my God. And then I knew this bird, he wants to be here. He's gone and come back. He's done that 3 times on me, right? This bird, he's coming on handsome. He won't talk, but he's just like, he's like, on it, in it, every day. He's there, but how fucking great you're in. He loved it when you was in home, you know what I mean? So he could be out having a laugh. He'd be on you all the time. Anyhow, he got eaten by a dog, right? No, I'm sure someone he got eaten by a dog, fucking gutted. Anyway, shit happens. He was old anyway, no big deal, but he died. So I bought another canary. Well, I didn't, you know. I was given another canary, and you know, nothing's going to replace what you had and all the rest of it. But Curly looked at this fucking canary, and he looked at me, and I thought, it's just, and I knew he weren't going to fucking wear a new fucking canary. This other one's been eaten by a dog, which he wanted to eat. Do you know what I mean? And now he's looking at me like, fuck me, you let that dog eat it, and I'm, you know, I've had it, and then and I knew this new canary was fucked. And this new canary, I didn't want to bang it up and cage it up, but it would never go back in its cage. It wouldn't even go in there at all. When she was whatever it was was out, he'd be fucking out, and you couldn't get him down. It was about half hour to get him back in his fucking cage if you had to. Mission. And the bigger he got, the quicker, the smarter he got. Anyhow, he's on the fucking curtain rail and all up high. He thinks he's Jack the Lad, innit? You know what I mean? I can't catch him. I've come back. Fucking bird's gone. And there's fucking all these yellow feathers on the floor. And fucking Curly's nowhere. I thought, fuck me. And I knew, you know what I mean? Cats, you know, you can't change their nature. I just love them. They're the bollocks.